had a conversation with someone recently, and I've been thinking about it ever since. Not because of anything dramatic, but because of what was left unsaid. Why is nobody talking about closures? Some of the hardest endings don't come with closure. Let's stay with that for a moment. Some of the hardest endings don't come with closure. Hello and welcome to another Beautifully Becoming Reflection. Let's get started. In the middle of that conversation, they shared something deeply personal. They had lost someone they loved. They had planned to visit them. They believed they still had time, but something shifted and they couldn't make it there before they passed. They didn't get that final moment. They didn't get to say everything they still had in their hearts. And that is where the ache of closure began. In the same vein, a colleague of mine shared how their partner left without saying goodbye. And truly, what lingered was not just the loss, it was the absence of closure. No final words, no full understanding, no moment to complete what was left unfinished. And you could feel it, that quiet ache of still waiting for something that will never come. And it made me realize something deeper. There are seasons in life where you're still holding a conversation with something that has already ended. In that process, you replay the words, you revisit the memories, you sit with what was said and what was never said, and you stay there internally, waiting for a response that is never coming, until slowly, gently, and painfully, you realize there's no more conversation to be had. And that is where the tension lives. A part of you still waiting while reality has already moved on. And sadly, this is where many people live. Waiting for apologies that will never be spoken. Waiting for clarity from people that cannot give it. Waiting for efforts from hearts that were never willing. Waiting for love to return in a way it was given. But beloved, not everything is waiting to be completed. Some things have already ended, and that is the sad truth. Some conversations are not paused, they are finished. Some connections are not unclear, they are closed. And one of the hardest parts of becoming is accepting what will never be resolved. Because sometimes we're not holding on because something is still alive. We're holding on because we didn't get to finish it. And so we stay there, emotionally trying to complete it in our hearts, what reality has already brought to an end. But sadly, staying there does not create closure, my friend. It only prolongs the ache. And the truth is, closure is not always something you are given. Sometimes it's something you choose. It's choosing to say, I may not understand this fully, but I will not remain stuck here. It is having the strength to accept what cannot be changed and the wisdom to ask, am I waiting for something that is still possible? Or am I holding on to what has already ended? Because not every closed door is waiting to open. My dear, some doors have closed because the chapter is complete. And that is not rejection. That is reality making room for your next becoming. So friend, if you have been waiting for closure, this is your reminder. Stop waiting for responses from what can no longer respond. Please, stop tying your healing to answers that may never come. Some things are not unresolved. They are simply unchangeable. And sometimes, the most beautiful thing you can do for yourself is give yourself the closure you were never given. Because beautifully becoming is not just about holding on. It's about having the courage to release with grace. Release. It is choosing peace over endless questioning. Choose movement over emotional stagnation. And most importantly, choose yourself even without all the answers. And as you intentionally stop waiting for closure from the outside and finally give it to yourself, you're beautifully becoming. Follow us on all social media platforms at Beautifully Becoming TV. Stay blessed and be well. Bye for now.